Hey, welcome back. How are you all doing? Hope you're well. As you can see, we've got a Budgie with us today. This is Dave. We've had him for about 4 years now.
So we bought him when we first moved into our flat. We have always grown up, both of us have grown up with animals and really wanted a dog and we missed one. But we weren't actually allowed pets in our flat.
Yeah.
So we got a Budgie instead, which technically wasn't allowed. But...
No, but the landlord was alright with it, so it was fine. But obviously moving into a van, that's kind of changed a little bit. We kind of have to sacrifice travelling without Dave. We was hoping that we could fit him inside the van and obviously travel with him. That would have been the best case scenario. But after looking into it, gas is really, really not good for birds. At least from what we looked into it anyway. And as we're in a small van and it's a small space, Dave would be close to the cooker all the time, especially because we fitted a diesel heater now as well. We don't think that we can take Dave, unfortunately. Look how cute he is. Like, you know what I mean? It's horrible to not be able to take him, but it's either don't go travelling or just have to let Dave stay at our parents. The plan is to leave Dave with my parents for this first session of travelling. So we're probably planning on travelling up until like October, November time, more than likely. Because I think that's when our money will start to run out and we'll have to come back and maybe find work or something. So we plan on leaving Dave at my parents for that. So hopefully, obviously, then we can maybe try and figure something out. If any of you lot have any ideas of how we can try and figure out to keep a Budgie and be able to like have him inside a van without it being dangerous to him, because that's the most important thing at the end of the day. Obviously, we really want to go travelling, we really want to move into a van, but we have a Budgie, and I've never liked getting rid of pets, but if it comes between us not being able to travel or having to travel without Dave, then obviously we'll just have to travel without him. And obviously I don't want to risk his life by just being selfish, you know what I mean? Sometimes the best thing to do for like an animal is to let them go, but hopefully we don't have to do that. We're kind of thinking if we get a bigger van, which is probably the plan, to be honest. Maybe not the end of this year, but maybe the end of this year too. So if we're thinking if we get a bigger van, we might be able to keep Dave and kind of build like a little system in the van or something where we can have him in there and it'll be safe for him. Don't know if that's the case or not. You know what I mean? We haven't really looked into it, and that'll kind of be a decision that we make October, November time when we're actually thinking about coming back. We'll kind of think about if we enjoy doing it and we want to carry on doing it and stuff, and if that's the case, then obviously we're going to have to make a decision regarding Dave, and that could be get a bigger van and obviously try and make it more suitable for him. Or if we can't get a bigger van, or we don't want to get a bigger van, then unfortunately that means Dave's going to have to get rehomed. So it's kind of a bit of a horrible one really, but he's been here inside the house for the last 3 months since we've left the flat, because obviously lockdown, we didn't want to go take him to my parents like straight away, and because we was here we could obviously look after him and stuff and he could be here. We're really just outside in the van, so he was coming in every day to obviously make sure he was fine, interact with him and stuff. But obviously it's not been the best for him even being here. Like he's obviously been looked after perfectly fine, but he's just not had as much interaction as he normally would have at the flat. Because when we was living in the flat, his cage door was open the whole time. The only time it was closed up was at night, and that was because he kept falling out of his cage, and obviously he can have night frights which can kill birds. So yeah, we had to lock him up then for his own safety. So that's the predicament we're in really, where we both love having Dave and he's such a cute little boy, but you know what I mean, it's one of them situations where you have to put priorities first and think of what's best for us and for him, you know what I mean? So if you've seen any videos or know anything about anyone travelling with a bird, especially if they've got gas cookers and stuff like that, that would obviously be really useful if you could obviously leave some information down below in the comments. But I think for now, we're basically going to have to pack him up because we plan on leaving on Saturday. So we're probably going to pack him up, take him to my parents today, and then he'll be there. We'll obviously get updates every day. We'll FaceTime the Budgie. But yeah, so he'll be there until whenever we come back after this first lot of travels. You know what I mean? If it's locked down, or if it gets locked down again and we have to come back sooner, then we'll probably go and pick him up and actually have him again, like here. Because this will probably be our lockdown base if lockdown comes in again or anything like that.
Yeah.
So then we'll probably be able to have him, but...
Yeah, I am going to miss this little boy. He always brings a smile to your face. He's always happy. He's always chirping away or kissing his bell. Where's his bell? Yeah, he loves this bell. Right, yeah, he's like his little girlfriend.
It is. I've always wanted to get him a girlfriend, to be fair, because he just wants to hump everything.
Oh yeah, he tries to feed this bell.
Yeah.
And you take it away, look, it gets...
Yeah. Honestly, you'd leave him in the cage, you'd put his bell next to him, and he wouldn't even come out. He'd be more interested in his bell than he is his.
Oh yeah, yeah. We used to leave his cage. We used to leave his... Whoa! Dave!
As you can see, he'll do anything to get to his bell.
We used to have a playpen next to his cage so that he'd go out all the time, but we had to move his bell onto that. Where are you going? There you go. So we had to move his bell outside of his cage, otherwise he'd sit in his cage all day and he would literally just do this all day. So you had to separate him from him.
Or else they become too connected with their bells, and then they just literally stay in that exact position the whole time, bringing up seeds and stuff, which is not supposed to be that good to them, so we have to make sure we limit him and his bell.
So Dave's not been in our videos up to now, but we thought we'd quickly show you him before we actually take him to Liam's parents. So we're going to just pack him up, take him off to Melton to Liam's parents. So hopefully one day we can actually sort something out so he can actually come travelling with us.
About to leave, already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand.
We're back from dropping Dave off now at my parents'. He'll get spoiled rotten there, so at least we know he'll be looked after and stuff. But yeah, if you have any suggestions or anything about obviously how we can manage to fit him inside the van and obviously go travelling with him safely, leave them down in the comments below, because that'll be really interesting to read. But so for this video, that's it. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.